So let's talk about how you can make money from absolutely nothing. You see, everything actually started from nothing. So if you have nothing, you think you have nothing, right? You are at the beginning point. The reason why you think you need money is because you're going for finished products, right? Everything started from nothing. You see, all those things we enjoy today is because some people made some sacrifice, think, like become creative and feel like how can we work on these things and use it to produce something that can benefit someone, and they went into it, they were able to do something. So their own finished product, by the time they take it out, they start selling it and they start earning. Okay, that is why you feel you need money for everything. So you can also start doing the same thing in your own way. There are things, right? You have abilities inside of you that you can refine and also sell to people who need it. That is what everybody has been doing. They just go get some raw materials, some they source for the materials by themselves. The ones they couldn't get, they pay people who have it to get it from them. So by the time they match everything together, they have their own finished products, they take it into the market and they start charging people for it. Okay, so you don't really need money to start. You actually do not need money to start. If you have money to start with, then that is a blessing, but not everybody have that opportunity, right? But everybody have ability, everybody have skill. In fact, I've never seen anybody without a skills or without some set of skills. Everybody have skills, so you need to know your own skill, you need to understand your ability. That is the things that you need to start building on. Okay, those are the things you need to start building on. Those are the things that your creator, your maker gave you to help you sustain yourself in this world, in this life. We all have it. Okay, those are the things your maker gave to you, that okay, when you get to the world, provide this as service to the people, then your earning, you can use it to sustain yourself. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't even know who they are. With due respect, a lot of people can't really like talk about them and be honest and say the real facts about their real identity. Why? Because their identity has been shifted, it has been changed based on the identity that people around give to them, that you are this, you are not this, you cannot do this, this is what you can do. And this usually happens because people get carried away in this race called life. You see, it's very easy to get lost in the trend that, oh, what's trending, let's go check it out, what's going on there, let's go. It's good to always know what's trending, right? What's going on. It's a very good thing. You just need to, like, you don't need to pull back from development. You need to be part of that development, but you need to know yourself so that by the time you go, you see, some, right, you will learn from it, others you will be part of it, then some you just go to see how things are being done in those areas. And you can only differentiate all these things when you know yourself. So if you don't know yourself, you tend to be going for everything. Once somebody say let's go there, let's go and check this out, the person got there, develop interest, you too, you will follow the person, not knowing that the person has developed interest because it is his own ability. It might not be your own ability. So you just need to learn and take some lessons and go back and put it in your own ability. You don't need to drop your ability and follow them. And this happens a lot. Okay, that is why you see it's important for you to know yourself. Before you do anything in life, know who you are, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, know your abilities, so that you just don't keep following people. When you are following people like that, right, you tend to do things that won't be up to the standard that they expect from you, because it is not your field. You're just trying to fit in. Meanwhile, you're supposed to stand out. You don't need to blend in. You need to stand out. If you're doing things that aligns with your own ability, your personality, and they are your strengths, you will always stand out because you will do it in a very unique way. Then talking about earning from it, you might just need to learn how to build a business around it, how to brand yourself, how to package that thing that you have so that you can present it to people who need it and have money, good money to pay you for it. So those are just the basic things you need. So everything started from nothing. Everything we enjoy today started from absolutely nothing. So if you have nothing, then good for you. That is how it started. You also need to start. But you see, people think they need money. Honestly, we all need money, right? Because we want to buy the things we don't have. But you see, at the beginning, if you don't have the money, then you need to be inventive. you need to be creative so that you can sell what you also have to help you earn money, to collect money from other people. Then you can now start using that money to buy the things you need but you don't have. Initially, you need to leverage on whatever it is you have first. Okay, you need to leverage on whatever it is you have. Okay, let's go a step further now. Talking about starting a business, the first thing that usually comes to people's mind when you talk to people about business, the first thing they tell you is money. They don't have enough capital. Now, what do you want to do with the money? You want to get an office, you want to majorly you want to get an office, you want to buy equipment, you want to run adverts. Yeah, those are the three major areas where people need a lot of money when it comes to starting a business. And you see, if you have the money to invest in your business, to get all these things done just that way, you're starting at the peak on a very big level. It's always very, very good, okay, with right orientation. If you're starting at the peak, right, your business will be you can transform such business very fast because you have resources to put into it. But if you don't have the resources to put into your business, forget about office, start from your home. A lot of people are doing business from home and they are making far much more than people who are even operating in the office. So you don't need to start going for the things you don't have and let that limit you or let that bring you down. When you can start with exactly what you have, start from wherever it is you live in. So now you've been able to like eliminate the cost of an office because you can start from home. The next is equipment. You don't need any fancy equipment for every product that is being made, right? It can be done without fancy equipment. What equipment are needed for in businesses, in production, is to speed the production process. Probably if it is only you can make like 10 of that items in a day. If you're using machineries, probably you can make thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s in a day. That is what equipment are actually needed for in businesses. That doesn't mean you can't still do the same products like soap production now. Without any machinery, without any equipment, you can still make soap. You don't need a mixer. You mix with your hand. If you feel you don't have anything, then you must be ready to put in the hard work. Everybody did it at some point in their life, just on different stages. Okay, everybody did it, just that it varies. How they did it is different. How this person did his own is different from how this person did his own. But everybody actually did it. But you are trying to escape that process. That's exactly why you're feeling that you need money, you need money. You want to buy everything. But at times, you need to do some things yourself. So if you don't have a mixer, use your hand. Become the mixer yourself. It's temporary. Okay? Become the machinery yourself. What are you doing with your time? You don't have money, you're not ready to put in effort. So what do you want to do? You need to be ready to do one. Honestly, you need to be ready to do one. And when the money start coming, then you'll be able to buy equipment. So yeah, now you're beginning to understand that even without those expensive equipment, you can get started, right? The only thing that will happen is that your production rate will be very, very slow, and the quality of your product, right, might not be as high as when you start using equipment. But you see, the delivery of your product can still be the same. Now you're making soap. It's a mixture. You have mixture. Probably your soap is to up the skin, look good, and all of that. It's still the same mixture. Either you're mixing with hand or you're mixing with machinery. So you can deliver the same value. Just that the packaging, the branding, this time around you cut with knife and some things. It won't look that neat and that decent. But what will happen in situations like that is that you might not be able to sell at a very high rate, but you will be in business. People will buy. There's a particular product we used to use then. It's a soap, but I just don't want to give them publicity. It's a local soap then. But you see, people were buying this soap. We were much younger. I think I was in secondary school, like the first part of secondary school. Yeah, I was much younger, but I remember the experience. We were telling ourselves about this soap, and the manufacturer of this soap, his building is just like the other streets of where I was living. Is a story building. So from the balcony of our own apartments, you just be seeing the building just on the other streets, right? But we can see that building. So as someone, I really know the process, how they got started from like absolutely nothing. And but because they were able to do something, right? They were doing it locally. It was a local soap. We were telling ourselves, we were buying, we were patronizing them, and it got to a stage that this business became a company. They started running jingle on radio stations. The business that started right before my eye with absolutely nothing. The man became so wealthy that he was buying all the houses on that street. At first, it was like, okay, this place is for sale, because he was making money, he would buy. It got to a stage, people on the street, when they need money, they go to him because they know he is the money bag in that location. They needed money, they want to relocate, they want to sell their property, they will go to him, he will buy immediately, no problem. Cash is not the problem. Now money is not the problem. He will buy immediately. Those one will take money and go and do whatever it is they want to do. He will take the land, take the building, convert it into a branch of his business. The man bought almost all the houses on that street and in that location, from a business that started right before my eye. I was very young when it started, but I know the story. It started from absolutely nothing. Nothing. That's why people used to say they are self-made. It is true. It is true. I have my own story, and I think I made a video about it. You can just check within my videos. I made a video where I talk about how I actually got started from absolutely nothing, from like 500 naira investment. You see, and that could be termed as nothing. So that is for machinery, right? So the next part where people usually require or require a lot of capital in their business is advertising. You see, you're starting your new business, you just want to go on all the biggest platform, the billboard and everything. If you have the capital, I tell you, it's the best thing to do. It's a very smart move, because it will give you that massive publicity. And for you to be doing that, that means you are operating on a high level. You have your big space for production, you have your equipment, your machinery that is producing at a very fast speed for you. So you need massive adverts. For someone who is just getting started, you don't really need that kind of advert. Sell to people around you. That was how this man I'm telling you his story, that was how it started. It started from the local environment, from that same street, right? It started from that same street. Then, because people on that street bought it and got, the guy who first told me about the business was living on that street. My friend, my childhood friend. Then I was living on the next street, so the business moved on to the next street. Within short period of time, the man dominated that community. You see, we were the one advertising his products for him because he has a good product. He's doing something he knows how to do. He's trying to, he has this ability in him, and it's like bringing it to life, right? He was bringing it to life. He wasn't waiting for somebody to come and invest in his dream. If he had waited for people to invest in his dream, the dream might have probably died long ago if he didn't get someone to like invest in it. Probably now, you see, we have different abilities. Some people, they don't have that ability to like convince someone that come and invest in my business, but they have a good business, but they are not the type that can like make you understand exactly what they know about that business. So they will just say it in a way that you won't know that what he's saying is having issue with communication, not with his business, right? Having issue with something doesn't mean you're not good at something else. But because he couldn't communicate in a way that the investor will understand that he has a good business, they might not invest in his business. And as time goes on, he might lose interest in that business and feel like, oh man, let me just drop this thing and go do something else. You see, so nobody will believe in you, not until you start believing in yourself, especially when you start taking actions, when you start having things to show to people. You see, when you have something to show, right, it goes a long way, far better than when you're trying to do a speech. You're trying to make a speech about something. If you are good at communication, even without a product, you can talk to people and they will understand you because you're very, very good at communication. If you're not good at communication, no problem, do it and show them, and you talk less. You don't know how to talk, fine, it's not a disability, but you just need to learn how to talk, because you will be talking a lot when your company begins to grow. You talk to your employees, you talk to a lot of people. So it's a skill that somebody can learn, communication. But at the beginning, you don't know how to communicate, fine, but get started and start making that money first, because you need money to pay for wherever you're going to learn communication. And you won't learn only communication, you will learn so many other things. So start from people who know you, who know that you can communicate very well, right? They just want to check what you see. In as much as what you have is helping them solve the problem they want to solve, they will start buying, and they will be your first set of people to advertise. So you don't need that huge budget for advertisements. And thank God for social media these days. Whatever it is you're doing, just start building your brand on the internet. Those who have used your products, let them talk for you, let them share the true experience, right? Probably before and after, when they came to buy the products, just take a picture, a video while they were using the product, take picture and video of the process, and when the products finally deliver the expected value, take pictures and videos, match everything together and show it to people on the internet. That is adverts. And you don't need to start by running hard. It's better to start by building your audience on the internet, although it takes time anyway, but it's better when you start building your audience gradually, because those people will tend to bond with you. They will follow you for a very long period of time, and by the time you start like telling them that, hey, please buy from me, they know you already. They followed you, they like what you're doing, that's why they follow you, so they are most likely to buy from you. So adverts, right? If you don't have budget for a big space, you don't have budget for equipment, you don't have budget for big adverts, then it's okay. Start where you are with what you have and do what you can. That is how everybody actually started. You see, generational wealth. A lot of the billionaires and millionaires today never started with any generational wealth. They never had that opportunity. What they had was drive. What they had was drive and determination that I will definitely make it, no matter what the situation might be. You get the scope, no matter what the situation. So it's that drive that keeps them, to make them become innovative. That, okay, I can't afford to buy an equipment that can help me cut my soap. I have knife. Let me start using knife. I will make my hands straight, and they will hardly know that it was a knife that I used. The most important thing is just to have a good product. So starting from nothing is a very good way to go. Yeah, that's how everybody started. Okay, just that some people don't really tell that background story. They just tell you they are self-made. They are actually telling you the truth. They were self-made. Only if you know them when they got started, then you will understand that these people were actually self-made. They started with absolutely nothing. So if you think you have nothing, then you now envy somebody who went through your process and left that stage and become somebody. You're trying to envy him, right? He will just look at you and smile, because in deep inside of him, he knows that at some point in his life, he was at that level you are presently. He only tried to use what he have to get what he need. That is what you need to also do. All right, that's exactly what you need to also do. You need to use what you have. You have abilities. Start providing that service, that thing you know how to do. Anything, look for places where they need it and start selling it to them. Start making money first. Building wealth, it starts from making money. You need to make money before you can build wealth. Okay, you need to make money first. When you start making money, then you can now start investing your money in businesses. Now you're making money. There are things you wish you started your business with that you don't have. You know those things. Then now you can start buying those things. This means that you're expanding your business. Building wealth has to do with expansion, right? The more you are able to expand and get bigger and get more people to work for you, the more money you will make. That is exactly how to build wealth. You need to start from something, earn a living, then start managing people. Your own ability will only earn you as much as you can go. You have 24 hours, you can't do more than what your 24 hours will permit you to do. But for you to do more, then you need to buy a lot of people's time. That is what companies are doing. Companies with 5,000 staff, they bought their time from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. They own each and all those employees, which is a very good thing. Those employees probably they feel like, okay, they just want to make money. They wanted to start their business in a certain way, so they feel if they go work for a company, they can raise money and start their own business the way they actually wanted to start. So go there, make that money and go start your business. But start anything you're doing in life with a vision, with a dream. Know what you want, so that you won't just be doing something for doing sake. So that you won't be in that job for too long, not even knowing what you wanted. So you need to have a clear understanding of what you want first, right? What do you want in life? Then you start understanding the things you need to focus on to help you get exactly what you wanted. All right, thank you so much for joining me on this video. My name is Rilwan. I'm a business consultant, and I help business executives improve their business performance and also enhance their earning potential. So if you're considering starting your own business, or you want to grow and expand your existing business, then feel free to reach out to me. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I help people transform their business. I will leave my contact within the description box below. So reach out to me. Let's talk, and together we'll be able to build a business that you will be proud of. And I look forward to having you in my other videos.